Okay, now let's make a graph in Excel. So again, the commands of making a graph in Excel are different based on the version you have, and there are different shortcuts and tricks that you may know. There's a lot of different ways to make a graph. This is what I think is the easiest way to make a graph. The first thing you do is you make what's called a summary table. You take your data. Here's the two levels of the independent variable, the frat and no frat. And here's the mean values of how many drinks people think are binge drinking. Okay? You just make that summary table. We're going to make a graph from that. And then the rest of the directions take you through how to make a graph and how to put axes on and how to change colors and shapes until you have your own representative graph. So let's go to Excel, see if we can do some of that stuff. All right, so the first thing we want to do is make a summary table. I would type frat, no frat, and we look for our data. This is the no frat group. The mean is 4.7, so we want to put 4.7 here. Make sure you put the right data in the right area. Big no-no if you don't. Here is the frat group, and it's 7.8. All right. Then it says in the protocol we want to highlight this, and we want to go to Insert. There's our graphs right there. And we want to go to Column. The column is really a bar graph, so we just click on that, and we take the simplest one. It's always the best way to represent data. You don't want flashy, tricky labels. You want the simplest form. So there it is, a nice big graph. Okay, let's move it over here a little bit. We can see it right underneath the data. Good, good, good. All right. Now what we want to do now is add some labels if we can. So in order to do labels, we want to go into this layout feature right here, Chart Tools Layout. So let's click on that. And let's go to Axes Titles right here. We click on this. We have primary horizontal axis. Title below. Yeah, we'd like to do that. Well, there you go. There it is right there. So now we're going to type in here a nice label that represents both levels of the independent variable. How about fraternity membership? Good. Always have to have good labels. All right, let's go back to Axis Titles. And one more time, and let's go to the vertical axis. And we want to rotate it. I think it's the best way to represent it. There it is right there. And we're going to click in here. Whoops. And we're just going to type. Now this one is always a little trickier to type because you have to be descriptive. But this is mean binge drinking, mean drinks perceived to be binge drinking. That's pretty descriptive, wouldn't you say? Mean, how about we add this right in here, mean number of drinks perceived to be binge drinking. Okay, there you go. Let's move this. Seems to get shifted just a little bit. Let's move it over. There you go. All right. Now, other things we want to do is we want to get rid of this series 1. You can just click on that, hit delete, it goes away. We can go back to layout. We can go to design, like, oops, where'd design go? There it is right there. We can change the color if you want. Change the color of the graph. We can get rid of these lines. A lot of times you click on them and you right click and things happen. Sometimes you just click on them and you delete and they go away. Okay, that's good. You maybe want to right click on this. I like the data mounted up on here. Let's put these data labels up top, and it's just a matter of you click on that, you add data labels. There they are right there. So we have good labels. We have our axes. We have our color. One thing we want to change, I'll show you how to change this. If you click on this region right here, you can right click and you can add major grid lines or format the axes. Another thing you can do is just click on layout and you can go to axes right here and the primary vertical axis right here, and you can go down to show more primary vertical axis options, and we can change the major units. Let's do that. We'll change that to multiples of 2 rather than multiples of 1. We can close and look. We went from 1 to 9 to 0 to 10. This wasn't absolutely necessary for this data, but it's something you can do. There you have it. You have a nice graph in Excel. So you try to make a graph just like that of this data. Please don't make it the same colors I have. Add your own personal flair.